Bronco for life? No more. Vaughn is now gone. Traded today to the Rams.
One of the metro area's fastest growing school districts says it needs funding to support its growth.
Election Day has taken on a dramatically increased sense of urgency for our school district.
We're unpacking what's on the ballot in Brighton.
With supply chain issues and food shortages, food bank operating costs are now sky high. How you can help with 9 Cares Colorado Shares. 4 o'clock at 9 News starts now.
I always have Super Bowl 50. Seeing the pictures when I was walking out, it just made me tear up, but we always got Super Bowl 50. I always got Broncos country.
That was today. Of course, most fans thought that he would be a Bronco for life, but today Von Miller clearly emotional, leaving Dove Valley for the last time after being traded to the Los Angeles Rams at an exchange for a 2nd and 3rd round draft pick in next year's draft.
It is the end of an era for Broncos country. Fans were shocked, to say the least, by the news today. Jacob Toby joins us now, and it's kind of a blow to the gut on a Monday.
Yeah, I mean, when things like this happen, when you know there are big moves being made like this one, you are always going to hear anger and disappointment from the fan base. I heard a lot of that today at the Broncos team store. Von Miller jerseys were being snatched up by the fans as they come to the realization that their superstar will now be suiting up for a different team on Sundays.
I got a text message, and honestly, I thought my brother was lying to me. I was like, maybe an early April Fool's joke or something like that. Just, definitely sad. It's definitely a punch to the gut, but for the team, I mean, I understand it, but, it's not easy being a fan of the Broncos right now.
Disappointed on the team because, obviously he's he's a franchise player, but, happy for him. Hopefully he can get, something out of it, maybe another Super Bowl run or something.
A lot of people are angry. Why did they do it? They could have waited, let him retire here. There hasn't been anybody who's really shown that they're going to be face of the franchise. And they let their one face of the franchise go before they have somebody to follow, So to me, that's kind of a weird thing to do.
Right now, for me, Von Miller first, Broncos second right now.
Yeah, a lot of that. I also met a couple at the store who was there on their honeymoon, visiting from Iowa. They went to the game yesterday. We're hoping to see Von play. That didn't happen. Then the trade this morning, they said this is not the news they wanted to hear on their honeymoon, guys. People are upset.
It's hard for people, that emotional investment that people have in players, Jacob. You know it well.
For sure. He's one of the biggest stars that there's ever been in Denver, so it's definitely going to be a tough thing to see, and hopefully fans, will start slowly get over it, but it's going to take some time.
All right, Jacob, thanks.
We'll be seeing the jerseys for a while.
Well, it's going to be interesting
Yeah.
because Vaughn says he's going to play, and that's Sunday Night Football. So you'll get a chance to see him this Sunday night when he suits up for the Rams. I don't think they've yet determined what number he'll wear. A former Bronco actually has the number 58 with the Rams right now, Justin Holland. So the question becomes, will he maybe go back to his college number 40 or whatever, but off to the Rams he goes.
And we wish him good luck. You always hope that he plays well and finishes up his career in a good place at some point down the road, but gave us a lot of great years here. Yeah,
11 years here since he was drafted 2nd overall in 2011 and played the better part of 10 seasons here and became the all-time sack leader and, certainly leaves behind a lot of good memories. Yeah, a lot of great memories. Our Broncos insider Mike Kliss was the one who broke the news about Von's trade. He's going to join us in just a bit, tell us how it went down and what's next for the Broncos when Mike visits us at 4:30.
The sky over Empire Field is matching many moods today. It's kind of gloomy. A lot of tears being shed for Von. Well, it's not really tears though, Kathy. It's more like you feel like you're about to cry, know?
Yeah, I think that news took a lot of us by surprise today.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So it'll be an interesting week to watch that story unfold. Our weather story, something else that is unfolding. We continue cloudy and chilly. Let's go outside. We have occasional rain and snow showers and a series of little weather systems crossing the state will bring the best snow to the higher terrain where winter weather and travel advisories are posted. We're in the mid-30s in downtown Denver. Cold pool of air over northeastern Colorado, the northern plains and Midwest. And this is a scenario that will play out for one more more day before high pressure returns to the area from the west. We're seeing the best chance for snow over southeastern Wyoming and the northern half of the state. North and west facing slopes, we're seeing the best chance for accumulation. That area in light blue is a winter weather advisory out through 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. Rabbit Ears Pass, areas in and around Craig and Steamboat, along with Vales Pass, anywhere from about 5 to 10 inches of snow because it's a prolonged 2 to 3 day event. We'll see occasional rain and snow showers for lower elevations, but winter driving conditions, prepare for that up over I-70 and the Continental Divide. We again get the chance for a mix of rain and or snow tonight and much of the day tomorrow. And then we are done with the cold, wet weather for a while, and we're going to talk about all of that coming up in our main weather forecast in just a few minutes.
Election day will have impacts around the state, but in Adams County, it could change the course of a school district.
District 27J, it used to be a small district just on the fringe of the metro area, but not anymore. It's quadrupled in size just in the last 20 years. So 9 News reporter Nelson Garcia is going to show us now that Election Day holds the promise of funding for their future.
In Brighton and northern Commerce City and parts of Thornton, the homes are going up so fast. The school district is struggling to keep up, according to Janelle Asmus.
27J is one of the fastest growing school districts in the state.
Asmus is the director of communications for Brighton 27J, a district that had about 5,000 students 20 years ago. 20 years later, more than 20,000.
You just drive around and you can see how many new houses are going up, and that means children in our schools.
And those schools, Asmus says, are overcrowded.
So we are doing what the community has asked us for.
The district is asking voters to raise property taxes for $16 million more funding for operations and a $515 million bond to build more schools.
What we are proposing is a package that's not just going to fix the problem for today, but it's going to fix the problem into the future.
But that means an increase in taxes of about $270 a year on a home with the average price of $486,000. An obstacle for those opposed.
Election Day has taken on a dramatically increased sense of urgency for our school district.
Asmus says it will be a turning point for District 27J.
If we don't address those issues, we would have to go into drastic measures, perhaps like split schedules at the high school level, or even year-round schools at the elementary level.
Challenges for a school district that's not small anymore. In Adams County, Nelson Garcia, 9 News.
Give you an idea of just how fast it can happen. It was 2015 when voters approved a bond issue at the time for the construction of more schools. But Asmus says those schools are already at capacity. Remember, the clock is ticking. About 27 hours left for you to vote. Your ballot has to be into your county clerk's office by 7 o'clock tomorrow night. That means it's too late to mail it, of course, so you'll need to use one of the state's hundreds of drop boxes either today or tomorrow to make sure that your vote is counted. We have a guide on what's on your ballot, as well as where you can drop that ballot off at 9news.com. There's a coalition of neighborhood groups are calling on the city of Denver to create more sanctioned homeless sites in addition to the 4 sites that exist right now.
And it comes after they say months of silence from city leaders to find a solution. 9 News reporter Angeline McCall spoke with them about their idea.
The season will always change, even when we aren't ready.
Winter is upon us once more, as it was around this time last year when we began these conversations. And again, we don't have a clear plan of action.
Travis Leiker with Capitol Hill United Neighborhoods has been begging the city to do something for the growing population of people experiencing homelessness.
But this is just far beyond anything I've ever seen.
For the past year, Leiker has been trying to work with the city, he says with no luck. That forced the organization, along with 8 other neighborhood groups, to form the Unhoused Action Coalition that submitted this letter asking for the city to create more sanctioned camps for the homeless.
I'm running out of answers as a neighborhood leader in terms of the best pathway forward.
Associations across Denver, from Colfax to Rhino, Cap Hill, and Wash Park, are all asking for some kind of solution.
The concerns that we're hearing from neighborhoods and neighbors, both housed and unhoused, is what I fear now is hostilities are running at an all-time high, and it's pitting neighbors against each other. And Denver deserves better than this.
The solution, he hopes, could ease tensions.
We've done our best to keep peace in the neighborhoods to the degree that we can, but that can only last so long. We need the city to actually move some key objectives forward.
In Denver, Angela McCall, 9 News.
We did reach out to the Denver Department of Housing Stability for comment. They said their 5-year strategic plan calls for the expansion of safe outdoor space beyond the COVID-19 emergency, and the 2022 proposed budget includes funds to expand these sites.
We are learning more about what the El Paso County Sheriff's Office is calling a murder-suicide. 4 people found dead on Saturday, 2 adults and 2 children. It happened inside of a home just north of Colorado Springs. Today they were identified as Christoph, Yvette, Felicity, and Barrett Krebs. Deputies believe that Christoph killed his family before then taking his own life. The Sheriff's Office says that investigation is ongoing. The 3 Aurora police officers and 2 paramedics now charged in the death of Elijah McClain appeared in court today for the first time. A grand jury returning a 32-count indictment against those men in early September, each charged with manslaughter and criminally negligent homicide. McClain died in August of 2019 after being stopped by police on his way home. Officers put him in a carotid hold. He lost consciousness and later died after paramedics injected him with the powerful sedative ketamine. McClain's mother spoke today after the court hearing about being in the same room with the men charged with killing her son.
It was heart-wrenching to see them, and I purposely stared at every last one of them to see if they had the guts to look at me. Did they look back at you? None of them did. None of them did. Which is, that's normal for cowards.
All 5 of the defendants are out on bond and due back in court on the 7th of January.
A vigil is planned tonight in Aurora for a 15-year-old hit and killed by a car on Halloween. The family of Wyatt Lobato says he was just 2 months shy of turning 16. He was out with friends in Aurora yesterday and had planned to go trick-or-treating. At about 6:15, Aurora police say it appears that he stepped in the path of a passing SUV at South Chambers Road and East Hamden Circle. The driver stopped and another bystander also came out to help. Lobato was taken to the hospital where he died last night. His mother says she's comforted that someone stopped to help her son, and she's grateful that Wyatt was able to spend the day with his friends.
At least the entire day, he lived his life the way he always did, and he was happy and he was carefree and he just loved life and he loved the simple things.
Wyatt Lobato was a sophomore at Smoky Hill High School. His mother says a vigil will be held at 6 p.m. at Mission Viejo Library in Aurora.
Still to come at 4 o'clock, we'll continue our coverage of the trade of Von Miller to the Rams. Our Broncos insider is going to join us at 4:30, talking more about the Broncos' immediate plans.
First 9 Cares Colorado Shares starts today. We are talking with Food Bank of the Rockies about what you can do to help your neighbors in need.
Taking a look outside, if you got outside, you knew one thing. November had arrived. Cold, gray day. Kathy's back with your full forecast. Hopefully things will warm up through the week.
Today we are kicking off our fall 9 Cares Colorado Shares campaign to fight food insecurity in Colorado. 9 News is partnering with Food Bank of the Rockies through the entire month of November. We're going to help raise money for food pantries across our state. Joining me now is Aditi Desai, Vice President of Marketing and Communications for Food Bank of the Rockies. Let's just talk about food insecurity here and how things have changed over the past few months, because you are the ones that are really plugged into these things. What's changed?
Sure. So we know we're still seeing a significantly higher need for food in our region above pre-COVID levels. So Feeding America is projecting that 1 in 8 people in our region is currently food insecure.
Yeah, that's kind of upsetting when we hear that. And we also know anybody that goes to the grocery store, prices are up for everything right now. We've all seen that. We know about the distribution problems. So given the need for the assistance, what is your volume of food distribution?
In 2021, we've distributed enough food for over 60 million meals. Our purchased food costs have nearly tripled in the past 2 years as we've significantly increased our fresh produce purchasing and purchasing of culturally responsive food items like masa flour, tortillas, jackfruit, and more. At a recent food distribution, I met a number of community members who said they are struggling to stretch their paychecks due to higher prices of necessities like fuel and groceries. Coming to a food distribution means, family making less tough choices between paying the bills or putting food on the table for their loved ones.
And when we talk about those fresh foods, they're so important, the vegetables, the fruits, all the things that we're looking at on the screen right now. And it's so important for families, because I know you feed so many families. I mean, it's easy for a mom and dad to say to their son or daughter, eat your fruit and vegetables. But if you don't have them, you can't get them excited about these things.
100%. I mean, one of the moms that we spoke to said that by coming to a food distribution, she can afford to buy blueberries for her daughter who just loves them. And so that nutrition is a huge aspect of our work as well.
Yeah, so true. And we all get excited when our kids like something that's healthy. It's like, yay, we're on the right track. So we're heading into the holidays. This is the time I think so many people feel the need to do something good, pay some things forward in their life. Tell everyone how they can help out. How can we support our neighbors in need?
The challenge of hunger, I mean, as you can tell by the numbers, is enormous, and we can't do this alone. We need you. Every dollar donated helps us get enough food out the door for 4 meals, and 96 cents of every dollar goes directly to our food programming. So anything helps at the moment. And, really, we are so grateful to be a beneficiary of the 9 Cares, Colorado Cares drive. So we are so excited to be a part of this campaign because everything helps. And we're thankful to 9 News, King Soopers, and PDC Energy for supporting this mission of ending hunger in our community.
Aditi, thank you. We thank you for what you all do every single day and all those families where you meet their needs. And we know they often come back and help you too. So thank you so much. And we want to tell everybody how you can participate. Really easy. Take out your phone, scan the QR code on your screen right now, Tom. Stop it.
Wait, I got to get my phone.
Okay, get your phone. Do you have it? Okay. This is going to take you right to the donation page. You could also just donate at your local King Superstore, which is pretty easy. When you check out, every single dollar counts, as we just heard. Throughout the month, we'll be introducing you to people who benefit from your donations, so you will see the people that you will help face to face.
So if you still have pumpkins, there is frost on your pumpkin right now. It is the
it's
first
a frosted look, though.
No, that is a cold look. I'm guessing that's our horsetooth camera with a little icicle and some trees hanging in through a cold day today. And November is here, and it feels every bit of it outside. Kathy's with us again, taking a look at how things are shaping up as we start a brand new month.
Tom, I would say if that's the only thing you have frost on, you're in great shape, right, Kim?
Just the pumpkin.
This is true.
Yeah. Well, you're outside. We're in here.
Look at you, chilly.
That's
in
right.
here, it's like 50. It's not bad.
I'm just keeping it real out here in the cold. And Tom, yes, that is the Horsetooth Reservoir camera with a lovely icicle. Hello, November, guys.
Yeah, it came in.
Hey, you know what else happens?
What?
Next weekend, we get an extra hour of sleep. Daylight saving time ends. Don't forget to set the clocks back 1 hour Saturday night.
So there is a level of excitement that's acceptable to that, and you're above it.
Yeah, you are. The rest of us are like, oh, it's going to be dark at 5.
Yeah, but it's lighter in the morning, right?
Yeah, there's a trade there.
Because some of us are up early.
That's true.
Oh, man, you guys are negative on the Monday.
Well, no, I think there's a level of excitement that you might have exponentially exceeded, but that's fine.
You reached it.
But that's what you come to me for. That's what you expect from me, and here I am.
Here we go, time change. Here we go.
We're going to figure out who's bringing snacks, and we're going to plan the whole thing at the end of the week. I'll get back with you.
I'm telling you, the way I do it every year, instead of making it that sudden 1 hour change, for 60 days, I move my clocks 1 minute.
Oh, okay.
I'm late and early for everything.
Late and early, it makes you perfect.
I think you need to do a video blog of this entire event. I think we would all tune in for that. Hey guys, definitely jacket weather for at least one more day and then a shift back to sunshine, 50s and 60s. Let's go out, shall we? We do have cloudy skies over downtown Denver, but look at how vibrant the trees are in the foreground as a result of those gray skies. It's November. It's our 5th snowiest month with 7.5 inches of snow on average. Typical highs in the 50s, average lows in the 20s. And what did we have today? Snow and temperatures in the 40s. This is a beautiful look at the Johnson-Eisenhower Tunnel, where temperatures temperatures have been in the 40s all afternoon. Denver 41. The average this time of year is 59. And at the airport right now, calm winds 38 degrees. We're pretty close to the same here in downtown Denver outside the studios with our temperature in the upper 30s. And so as we take a look at what's happening, we have a series of weather systems coming into Colorado. We're going to stay cloudy and chilly tonight and again tomorrow. We're going to get some bands of rain and snow showers coming from the northwest, tracking toward the east. I would call it a cold and unsettled weather pattern for another day until high pressure rebuilds, taking a lot of the precip cold air and energy to the north of us. Only advisory for accumulating snow is in the northern and central mountains, with that winter weather advisory out through tomorrow for about 5 to 12 inches of snow on north and west facing slopes from Steamboat down to Vail Pass. We'd be lucky if we can get any of that snow or rain on the ground here, but just know you're going to encounter some winter driving conditions if you're headed up into Winter Park, Vail, up to Steamboat Springs, down to Fairplay or Aspen, and that's where we'll see the best snow potential as well. Although we may see a little bit of light snow in streaks across northeastern Colorado and east central Colorado. One low sliding into Texas, the next one coming out of Utah. Third front in California bringing some beneficial rain there, but look at the cold air pushing all the way to the south, so we're still below average again tomorrow in the mid-40s. Scatter rain and snow showers again tracking from the northwest to the east, with the best chance of that rain and snow mixing in across the western slope. And then we're seeing these little streaks come through. Pretty good chance of rain tomorrow afternoon before the whole main course system begins to move out. I'd keep a jacket handy, prepare for winter driving on the I-70 corridor, and we're not going to see much that impacts travel here in Denver tonight. But a cold low of 30 here, 35 in Vail, 38 in Grand Junction, mid-40s tomorrow. Again, when you look at the forecast highs, we should be close to 60 this time of year. We'll get back there and just in time for your next weekend. Tonight, cloudy with rain and snow showers, likely low of 30. Tomorrow, cloudy with rain and snow showers likely and highs in the mid-40s. Start to break out of it tomorrow night. We do have some sunshine for you on Wednesday, and then 60s heading into next weekend, which is when daylight saving time ends. Again, set those clocks back 1 hour Saturday night or stay up until 2 a.m. and do it Sunday morning at 2 a.m.
Well, who isn't excited about standard time? Slacker and Steve, you guys have always been split on that. The daylight savings versus standard time. It gets ugly with you two.
I'm adopting the Tom Green set it forward 1 minute.
Isn't that a great idea?
That is
1 minute
easily
here,
my
1
favorite thing
minute
that's
there.
ever been said.
It's easy.
You know when you know the time has changed is if you have pets. Their food schedule changes because they're going, hey, it's 3 o'clock, let's eat.
They do.
Exactly.
So we want to talk to the children watching 9 News at 4 o'clock.
And
You need to bird dog your parents because they're stealing your Halloween candy.
Bunch of thieves.
They
right?
are. We
greedy.
We found out that 66% of parents are stealing candy from their children.
And is that?
And they don't just steal a little bit of it; they steal a third of their candy.
Third.
Yeah.
So two-thirds of parents steal a third of each kid's candy.
Thanks for making it more concise.
What?
Yes.
Well, he says 66% of parents do it, and when they do it, they steal a
I went with
third.
third because I went fractions to.
But it's
you're right,
official.
you're right.
This number comes from the census, or where does this come from?
Well,
From our scientists. Does it matter where it comes from? Do you need a footnote on this?
I'm just
if it
skeptical.
came from us, it's true.
Oh, God.
It's,
I
it's
think
from
they're
a new
doing it
study.
because, they know what's good for them. You know, do you want the kids all sugared up every night and wild and everything before they go to bed?
I sort of feel like our parents used to make up that whole razor blade in the candy just so they could go through our candy. And
That
steal
looks
their favorites.
suspicious. I'll be taking that one.
This one could be bad.
I know
Fellas,
what they were doing.
we're done with Halloween now. We got to get to Thanksgiving, right?
Yeah, so what else are you talking about? Mashed potatoes or what?
Giblet thieves.
Yeah, we'll start with recesses
Giblet
probably
thieves.
next week if
Oh
that's
my
you
God.
want to.
Okay.
Two-thirds of parents steal giblets off their kids' plates. That may or may not be as accurate as
You
you
go
say.
to your
not true, but
food
neither is anything we
scientists
say.
and find out.
Fellas, we'll see you tomorrow.
Gotcha.
Thanks.
hopefully. Thanks.
Still to come at 4 o'clock, we're continuing to talk about the Von Miller trade today. Our Broncos insider Mike Kliss will join us to explain how it all went down. And now, what did the Broncos do?